And before we get started with this episode, I do want to remind you that this is part 2 to the hour-long conversation that we had. The part 1 was the previous episode, and on this one, we're going to talk to Angel and hear from his perspective on how we actually hire, onboard, and train new employees. So Lex and I kind of go back and forth of our process, and then we kind of hear from Angel, since he's our full-time employee, how he kind of, how he experienced that process that we're talking about. And it's good to hear because you get to hear his side. So this is a perfect episode for those that want to hire someone or thinking about hiring someone or have hired someone and need help on the process of hiring and training someone. This is like a fantastic episode to listen to. It's also almost a new year, so happy new year depending on when you're listening to this. So let's go ahead and get started with this episode. All right, and that is the magic of editing. We actually just paused everything because we had to go handle a customer and Angel had to go handle something personal. So now we're back on track. We poured another shot for me and Lex, and the customer had just asked, actually just explain what just happened. Because Lex went to go take a call with a customer, kind of break down what just happened.
Yeah, he was supposed to pick up the we have some seats we were cleaning. He was supposed to pick it up before 5. He called me to let me know he's not going to make it by that time. He's asking if I'm going to stay a little later, like around 5:10 p.m. I said, yeah, we'll be closed at 5. Just give me a call when you get here.
Yeah, and that one, and it's one of those things where like even if it is an inconvenience to you, you still want to phrase it and talk to the customer as like, hey, don't worry, like we'll be here till 5:15, like whatever. Like so even if it is an inconvenience to you and it sucks, like you always want to make the customer feel like, hey,
they care about me.
Yeah, like hey, yeah, absolutely, we'll wait here till 5:10. Like what you don't want to do actually is you don't want to say, hey, don't worry about it, we'll be here till 7:00. You don't want to say something like that because then you draw out their timeline or their deadline. So if you say, oh, yes, we can stay here till 5:10, that's saying, okay, like I got to go rush because like, they're waiting on me.
By 5:10.
But if you tell them, oh, no, like even if you are going to still be there at 7, like don't, because what if you have to leave early and then like they think they have more time now? So that's like I do that with like emails and meetings and stuff. I'm like, hey, I have 10 minutes before I have to go to the next thing, and I get on call, do it real quick, and then bounce out.
Yeah, even if you're gonna stay there till
you
normally do that. You don't just say that.
Yeah,
tell them.
That way the customer feels like, okay, I have to get there. You keep it on the ground because it's disturbing my shot. You know what I'm saying, dog?
My bad, my fault.
Okay, so this is the second shot with me and Lex. Where's your water, dude?
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah. Happy Christmas. Oh, Justin, you want a shot?
Happy New Year.
Oh, dang.
Oh my goodness.
The glass shot is over there, huh? The glass shot is on in the hallway. There's one more glass cup.
Yeah, go get it.
You see it?
Hurry up.
No, we're taking it. Go.
Oh, we'll take it. Oh, okay.
You want one, Angel?
Thumbs up.
I don't drink.
No, you can't drink. You can't drink.
Can't drink.
Not around here, actually.
I don't drink.
Okay, so now switching gears a little bit, Angel is okay. So like, and just to clarify on like. Let's talk about when you first joined the business. I as you can tell, I try to stay away from saying our name. So don't say our name. That way people don't easily go find us. Even though it's not hard to find us now because I wear shirts. Yeah, but I do try to make everyone go through obstacles at least to find our name and stuff. But when you came on board, I very clearly asked you, like, hey, like, what's your goal with your business, right? Because one thing I always post on the go, Justin.
Yeah, I saw that. That's like
you take the all-in-one.
That's more than what we have taken.
that's more than a regular shot.
Bro, we took it like this much.
Hey, look,
pour some in here. Give me that cup, Justin. Justin, we were doing like baby ones, Justin.
Justin, are you okay?
Look at this guy, dude.
You okay?
We poured like this much into ours.
Yeah, like nah, he didn't know. He didn't know. He's just trying to get lit.
Double shot.
There you go. Now we're all even. There you
Yeah,
go.
we're
all even. Okay.
One
for me and Justin. Justin. Well, you come in camera. What you doing? Cause in camera, we got our editor here.
Over 21.
Over 21. Baby ones. So when you came on board, I specifically asked you, like, what's your goal with your business, right? And this is kind of more so on me and people that are looking to hire someone. Is when you came here, I didn't say like, hey, like, do you have years of experience, right? You came to be pretty honest, saying like, hey, I don't have much experience. Like, I just started my business, and I even asked you like, hey, how long do you think you'll stay here, right? Just a very generic question. So, and of course we hired you because you're here. So on my end, let me know your thoughts of like the way that we set it up from the beginning. Like, hey, like I understand you have a business. I understand that you're gonna at one point leave because like I don't expect you to stay here forever. That'd be tight, but like I don't expect you to stay here forever.
Please don't.
Yeah. Did that in any way? It's just an open-ended question. I don't know how, whatever, but like how you got hired on and like the experience you've learned here, how has that affected your business and then like your overall the skills, confidence, everything about your detailing business and such?
So the onboarding was pretty straightforward, I would say. I think you did it very well. I felt very welcome since the first day. Like literally when I just came in for an interview, you know, you just showed me around and you asked me, you know, like what are your goals or where do you want to get with your business? And I explained to you, you know, I want to be able to, you know, just grow my business to be profitable and do, you know, X amount of numbers a month. Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. You know, I came on and, you know, I just started learning everything that I wanted to learn essentially about detailing, you know, as far as like paint correction goes. And then, you know, by watching all of your content and stuff and overhearing things here at the shop and just day in, day out experience, I've learned a lot of things from how to even book a customer, how to talk to a client, what to say to a client whenever they're trying to, you know, ask for your services and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, and one thing I did make clear, right? Because right now I'm talking more to the people that like maybe want to hire someone, but they're like kind of scared or nervous, or like they think that like the person that they hire has to stay there forever. I made it very clear from the get go of like, hey, I don't expect you to stay here. I even asked you like, how long do you think it'd be? Like maybe like a year, right? And I told you I was like, hey, like even if it's a year and you give me your all, like that's all I ask for, right? Like even if it's 6 months, like hey, if that's all you're gonna give me and you give me your all and you do everything that you can, like that's another. I never had any qualms of like, oh, he has his own business, right? Because like as a whole, and I'm talking more to the audience here, of like as a whole, most people aren't gonna stay with you forever. That just it's not gonna happen anymore. Like the turnover, like people want to go do their own thing. Like that's just very even with Justin here on the side. I've told him like I don't expect him as much as I would want everyone to stay here for 5 years or more. That's just the reality that people are going to leave, and like you can only do the best that you can. So I'm just talking more to like the people that want to hire that. So going back to your point though, like how like you said, like the onboarding process was good. Like could you, and this is for people that want to hire someone. So that's your time, like
Sure.
someone that wants to hire someone. Did you see any difference between like how we onboarded you or like how we trained you or the first few months of you working here versus other jobs and such? Like, is there any?
So I haven't had another job other than my, you know, bartending job, which I did for 4 years. And I didn't really know what to expect coming into it. Obviously I had seen videos online before. I've seen what y'all have done. I really just went into it thinking that, hey, maybe I'm gonna just detail the first day. But it ended up being like, you know, it really felt like a job. Like it really felt like a job. Like I came in the first day for 4 hours, just specifically on training. I think we did like full interior. No,
Oh yeah, interior
clean?
cleaning, yeah.
That's the main one. That's the first one we're
Yeah,
gonna teach you.
yeah.
Full interior.
Yeah. His first day for 4 hours was just already straight to training. Like it was no like you're gonna do. It's just like hey, because like we need to make sure you're set up for success. So it's like just train. That's it. Like
yeah. So the first day I ever came in was to train on full interior clean. Lex taught me the whole process. That's you know, the whole process that y'all go through on how to clean interiors, and that really did help a lot. I think the first week I was working here, we did primarily like all interiors.
yeah.
So did you learn a lot just from the training?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
just from the training, did you learn a lot?
yeah, 100%.
Like, was there
Like-
anything new to you?
Like
the training?
you're probably gonna
Yeah.
like almost everything, dude.
Oh,
like,
this is how you're supposed to do it. You know, like
yeah, like I think when I started working here was barely my first month where like I finally started generating like good revenue for myself. Like was the very first month, and dude, like I mean, yeah, like I said, I was new. Like you introduced me to like the Tornador, like Yeah, like I didn't know that air was even involved in detailing. Yeah. So
there's
it's
something
like
new, air.
So it's like, yeah, like I learned a lot just from the training, and then, y'all made it very clear that y'all don't expect anything from me like the first 30 to 60 days.
Yeah.
Which I think is good that y'all told me that. I think it's good that y'all told me that, because if y'all wouldn't have told me that, I probably would have been pressured every single day to like,
What am I doing?
I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
I gotta get this down, or else.
Yeah, yeah, and again, like I'm speaking to the people that like might want to hire someone or are thinking about hiring or having struggle hiring someone. Of like, yeah, like we made it like again, it's super clear. Like, hey, bro, like the next 30, 60 days, I'm not putting any pressure on you. Like, we don't have expectations. Just learn. Like, I want you to get it right. I'm not worried about you going fast. Like, just get the process down. The speed will come with time. And that's like, we made it very, like, super clear. Like, hey, bro, 30, 60 days, bro. Like, I'm not, same thing with Justin. Like, the first 30, 60 days, I was like, hey, bro, like, we're just trying to get the system down. We're just trying to get better with how we work with each other. Because like I said, like, it takes off that pressure of like, oh, I got to start performing right now or they're going to cut me or something.
Probation.
Yeah. So that's what it was. Go on if you want to.
And I think that's to your point. You know, you're talking to people that want to onboard someone. As an employee, it was very welcoming to think that, you know, I'm not pressured to, you know, perform the best right now because I am new and I am still in training. So it was definitely welcoming. It was comfortable. I was comfortable the entire time, and eventually, you know, me and Legs, you know, we were detailing all the time. And now, when we detail now, it just gets to a point where like we don't even have to talk to each other; it just gets done. Yeah,
and that's one thing. Like how when Alex was here, that's how it was too. Remember, like specifically when we worked on that truck that one time, that red truck, that 350, or that big old truck, where we basically didn't talk at all, but we were all moving together.
Yep.
We started. It was like that.
Nice.
Yeah, and that just happened like over time. Like you start to, and that's really a to y'all, like y'all are able to get on that same footing. So even so, now let's switch over because my who I'm picturing is the person that wants to maybe hire someone. So Lex, on your end, because like I had came to you, pause, and I asked and I told you, hey, we're gonna hire someone, and you're like, okay, let's hire someone.
Yeah.
And you didn't really talk to Angel, really, right, at all?
The hiring process?
You? Yeah.
No, we interviewed him. I was there in the interview.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Yeah. But like on my part, it was communication with you saying, hey, we're going to hire someone. And then I put the DM. There was quite a few responses actually. And it was Angel a few people. But Angel came through and I told you a little bit about him. He sat in. So on your part, once we actually brought him in, like what goes through your, because you, again, like I hired, I mean, I was the one that brought in Angel through Detail Groove, but then, and again, like I communicate with you a lot because I know that you're the one who's gonna be working with him, like 99% of the time, like 99% of the time. So it's like I still need to get your approval of like, hey, like, is this the right person that you want? So on your end, now that you've gone through, surprisingly now, like 3-4 employees now, actually, you actually have to that, if you think about it. So on your end, when you're working with Angel or anyone, first off, like, what are you specifically looking for? Like, what's like a red flag or like a good sign, like, or maybe a good indicator, like, oh, he's got it. Because I actually remember the day we had the conversation where you're like, Angel's pretty cool, actually. Yeah. Like, I remember that conversation. Like, it was one of those, like, it was a few weeks in, and you're like, hey, he likes cars a lot, man. He's actually a pretty cool guy. And like after that day, I was like, oh, it clicked in, like that, it worked out. But for you, like, what do you? I don't know. What goes through your head when we hire someone new?
Yeah, I just look at, you know, the type of person you are, you know, do you get along with others? A big one is, do you listen? As long as you listen, you got it. As long as you can listen to directions and follow directions, you are straight. And that's pretty much anywhere.
I say it all the time. You tell me what to do, I do it.
That's it.
I'll do it.
As long as you do that, like, you're good. But also, you know, like, you know, the vibe, you know, you know, while we're working, the having fun while we're working.
Yeah.
You know, you're not just coming in, clocking in, do your work, and then you're out, which is cool. It's cool. It's a job. But once you have that, you know, it's good to have fun sometimes at work.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to talk about other things that's not detailing, because all you do is detail.
And can I touch on that real quick?
Dude.
What you just said right now is probably like, I know some people are gonna probably say that, oh, you know, you're here to work. You're not there to have fun, which I guess in a sense could be true. But, you know, I think your work environment and who you work with, like, 100% plays a huge role on
Yeah.
like the amount of work or how effective you can be. Coming from like a very toxic work environment,
Yeah.
like absolutely to now here, it's like night and day.
It's not
It
like-
doesn't even feel like I'm
yeah.
working.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
it
saying.
doesn't
Like
even feel like I'm
when
working.
the camaraderie is there, when like it's not a toxic place, when like it generally feels like, bro, I'm not even like I'm just it feels like I'm just detailing with the boys. Like that's what it comes down to. Like we're just detailing with the boys. You know, like that's all it is. Granted, it's still like 100% like, bro, there's a schedule, there's deadlines. We got to get up and go to the next appointment. It's cold, it's hot, like drenched in sweat. The break is gonna be 15 minutes. Like get up and go. But even with all that being said, it's like like you're still laughing and joking, and that's a big part. And again, talking to my audience is like, whether it's just one other person, right? Like you hire someone, like even if it's just you and Lex, like that's like, you don't have to wait till you have like a 10-man team to be like, I have to focus on a good work environment. It's like, even when it's just one other person, like one and one, like two people, you know, like you and Angel, it's like, bro, already right there, it makes a big impact into like how you're able to work. Like, yeah, that's why like it on like Alex said the same thing with like our prior employees. Like it doesn't even feel like work. Obviously it is, but I'm saying like
It is work.
You don't feel like oh, there's a boss, or like, oh, like there's this toxic, like whatever. It's just, bro, we're just coming here.
I better get off my phone.
I mean, I think it's okay to like how we say, we definitely have fun, but stuff gets done. Like we get work done, and I think even when you enjoy your work environment, it's still important to have like how can I say it, like respect for your employees. Like I still look at Lex like he tells me what to do, and I do it. Like, and he knows that, I don't tell Lex, hey, do this and that,
Yeah.
But if he tells me to do something, 100%, I'm gonna get on
it. And I think we had this conversation as well, Angel, of like, I even when we onboarded each other, when I onboarded you, is like, why our business exists, right? Like I broke down, like, hey, like the reason why people pay us these premium rates, the reason why they keep on calling us back is because we take this serious. Because when a customer says they want us to be there at 9 a.m., we're going to be there at 9 a.m. If we're not there at 9 a.m., we're going to let them know we're not going to be there at 9 a.m. And like, it's still 100% like on all points, like we're going to hit every mark the best that we can. If not, we're going to adjust accordingly. But like all that, like that's just a baseline. Like that's just a standard that we hold ourselves to. And like, again, like even if you're just hiring one other person, it is like imperative to have these standards set in place. Because like if you would have came in, pause, and like, we didn't say there's a 30-60 day, grace period, like, hey, you're just learning. Like if we were like, hey, bro, like today you have to start working, like, like it changes everything. And like, I mean, even I remember, like I was never really in a position at my prior job, which I've had a lot, of like feeling under stress from like a superior or like a boss or an employee, because I always like performed. You're like, no one can ever tell me anything anywhere, because I would like, I hold my own. But I know a lot of places where the individual is like not fearful, but like there's this like pressure to go to work and be like, oh, like, before they even leave their house, they're like, oh my God, like I got to go to work, and, this guy's going to tell me something. And this guy, it's like, I know most people are probably like that, actually, unfortunately.
And me going from
matter of fact, Justin, how do you feel about this? I'm just kidding. No, but okay, go on. What?
Yeah, no, like I'm pretty sure this.
Watch Justin be like, this is all fake. Like,
hey, they're
like
lying
I scream
there.
at Justin in the office and stuff. Like
Verbally abused.
I actually say I'm actually abusing him. As Justin, work. No, okay, go on.
No, yeah, and everyone who has worked from somebody and then has gone to work for themselves and then gone to hiring someone could, you got to put yourself in the shoes again of working for someone. How would you want them? How would you want to be treated? Which is the way I look at it with all my employees. I look at it if they were me. What would I want my boss to look like or act like to be in a comfortable environment? Because everyone has those jobs where, oh man, I gotta get up and go deal with this person today. Ah man, this sucks, and then you don't want to be there.
Yeah, and like I said, like that's exactly how I talk about our business too. Like how and like specifically me, like how would I want to, and like if I was a customer of our business, how would I want to interact with that business? And it's the same thing with like when you hire someone. Like how would you, if you worked somewhere, how would you want to interact with that boss?
Exactly.
That being you, it's just perspective of how you run things.
Throughout all the jobs I worked at, there was so many things or times where I would think to myself, but if only my boss could be this way instead, I would feel more comfortable here, which is the same point of view that I take here. Like now I hate the word boss, by the way.
Yeah.
But now I'm the boss, so I think of it like that. How would somebody want it to be with the boss,
Yeah.
or manager or whatever.
And like and like me, I remember all the other jobs. A few of them that like actually a few of them, yeah, that like I had some like ideas that I wanted to implement, and like me like, bro, I know what I'm doing. Like this is gonna work, and then they like act like they kind of go against it. I'm like, bro, like shut up, dude. Like but I don't say anything because obviously they're the boss man, right? But in my head, I'm like, bro, like I could whoop you right now, Which is why like when I talk, when we talk, when anyone, well, maybe not Angel because you're not at that level yet. As far as like confidence to like. No, like to like take full ownership of something yet. Like, but like when I talk to you or even Justin, because he's very experienced at what he does, it's like, what do you think? And even if I don't agree with it, I'll be like, okay, just do it. Let's just see what happens. Like I do that a lot with you. Like, what do you think, bro? Like, just okay, cool
and
with
then
that.
I do that with you as well when we're detailing. I'm like, what do you think we should do?
Yeah,
like.
Actually,
I still ask you.
It's actually kind of.
Yeah.
I find that intriguing. I'm like, well, he's asking me. I'm like, he's asking me. But
yeah.
Okay, never mind. You're wrong.
I know, right? No, but that's also the case too. Like even with Justin too. Of like, I'll ask him a lot of things. I'll ask him like what he thinks or what he wants to do or how he would tackle this thing. And sometimes I'll be like, okay, that's a good one. But other times, plenty of times, I'll be like, yes, but let's do this because at the end of the day, like it's still the content that we're producing and such. So like, again, just like reiterating to the people that are thinking about hiring someone, it's like you just can't be a douche, like you just can't be like, it's just not thinking you know it all, right? And even if you do know it all, it's still giving the opportunity to the individual to take ownership and say like, what do you think? What do you think that should happen next? Have you had instances, you Angel, of like, where like Lex is like, yeah, bro, we gotta start moving faster because we're gonna miss a deadline. Because real quick, not to cut you off, I just remember the best one I've had with Alex, when we were mobile, and it was that one hot ass day.
I remember that. Yeah.
Like I didn't know at the time that dude had like a migraine. He was like super dehydrated. I looked over and he's moving so slow, and I'm like, and this is like 5 hours into the detail already, and I'm just like, hey Alex, can you move faster, bro? Because we're like, we need to get out of here. Yeah, and I was like, bro, we gotta move. Yeah, I didn't know he was like dying already. Anyway, so I look over to Alex and I'm like, Alex, you gotta hurry up, dude. Like we gotta keep on going. He was like halfway dying, but I didn't know. But I was like, again, because I don't slow down, bro. Like no matter, I'm moving 100% all the time. Yeah. But anyways, have you had that? Or has he had that moment? Or have you had that moment with Lex where like he tells you like to hurry up?
One time, all I can remember is one time where I told you.
What time?
That's a good question. I remember once telling you, like, oh, that's cool, or whatever. You were telling me something, but I was like, but we got to get this car out of here in like the next 15 minutes. I remember telling you that in a car at the shop. I don't remember exactly what one time was. I was like, oh, it was the customer was on their way. I was like, this vehicle has to be done in 15 minutes. You're like, oh, snap. And you got it.
No, I'm just trying to point out of like, even what everything I just said about like good work ethic, like the vibes are cool. Like it still comes down to those days of like, bro, we gotta hurry up, dude. Like no matter what, we gotta just hurry up. Like just move faster. Literally, just move faster now.
Yeah. So right off the top of my head, I can't think of a specific like date or like vehicle that we were working on, but there's definitely times when we're working and and Lex would just say that hey, like we do, this vehicle does have to get done, and we definitely pick up the pace, or I'll pick up the pace, or maybe I'm just slacking or not working as hard as I could, and he'll address it professionally, just hey man, like we got to get this vehicle done, and it gets done.
And going to that sense too, like it is all just like teamwork, right? Because like again, like if you need help, you'll tell me like, hey, can you come? Well, actually, you don't really tell me. You're like, you want to get content?
Yeah.
And it's like a subliminal message. Question of like, hey bro, can you come help me?
Hey bro. Help.
Yeah. But other times it's like you just let me know like, hey bro, it's kind of dirty. Think you can help me? Like so it's like like communication is always there. And again, it's like everyone has to be on the same page of like, I think I've told you for sure of like everyone is here to work. Like even if there's nothing to do, there's still work to be done, right? Like it's always just like, everyone's working together. Justin, I told Justin the same thing of like, there's always work to be done. Like always, and no one's ever done just because you're part of the detail or whatever is done. Like there's always things to be done. And a lot of times when you guys are working, I'll just hop in and like I don't get in your way, but like I just help you finish faster. I do my part and I bounce back out and I come back to the office and keep on working. But it's just like having like the good like teamwork. Like it sounds so corny and like cliche and like whack, but like it comes down to the most simple things of like, bro, just help each other out. Just a good team environment. you're helping each other out. You're setting the standard.
If you notice something. Say something.
Yeah, and like we eat together. So, like oftentimes we eat together. We'll have pizza parties, you know, like, and it's funny because like it sounds funny of like, oh, you eat together, oh, like you help, but like that's what it like. It's the most basic fundamental things of like, because even like where you used to work at of like, there was. It was toxic of like, oh, like this person here is trying to say this and they don't listen to that and whatever. Like kind of speak on that a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah. So I was actually the bartender at a restaurant. It doesn't matter, but yeah.
Don't shut them out.
It was just
we're not gonna expose the.
So the floor manager at a restaurant, you know, typically you'll have two different types of managers. You'll have a manager that does inventory and HR and paperwork. And then you'll have an actual floor manager on rush hour, which is every night. Usually in restaurant hours, it's from 5 to 10, depending on what time y'all close. But yeah, the floor manager is gonna, you know, make sure that the food's getting out, that everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know, the line, there's not food on the line. Drinks are getting out to all the tables. You know, just restaurant stuff. And every single day. And I was basically like the bar manager, you know, like if anyone needed a question about a drink or beverage, I handled the inventory. I had to make the margarita for the day. I had to make the orders on Tuesday for all of our liquor that came in on Friday. I had to stock it up. I had to do all of that. So if anyone had a question about bar, liquor related, it was me. And yeah, just every day, it was just like dude, I'm talking before I would even walk through the door. I already knew, like,
dang,
yeah, like, dude, I'm like, today I'm gonna get scolded, like, 100%, and it's just, it sucks, like, you know, at that point, that's when you really just start doing things for the money.
And walking in there with that feeling,
I definitely the last couple months, I was doing it for the clients, the people that would come and take care of me at the bar, and really the conversations I would have with them, and then a couple coworkers, but. The best way I can explain it was just like a very just very unprofessional, unethical practices on his end. Just, you know, trying to find a reason to scold me, or trying to find a reason to bring something to my attention. And it could be like the smallest thing, but when it happens every day, and you know, like, hey, you know, especially because everybody would tell me like, dude, you're an awesome bartender, you know, like. And I like to think that all the clients were satisfied. You know, everybody would come up and ask for Angel, like, hey, I want, like, you know, I want Angel to make my drink. Like, I have some clients specifically ask that I make their drink and stuff like that. And to me, it's like, well, I mean, I don't see that I'm impairing the business in any negative way. Why are you always telling me something? It's like, dude, like, I get more than 300 plus drinks out a night without a single, like, I have not messed up a drink. Dude, like, I'm like, you should like probably get on your waiters, because I got all these drinks on the line and I don't have no more space to make drinks. But instead, you're getting on me because, like, for X reason, like, and it was just, it's so like, it was just crazy to me to think that like this is like a grown adult. Like, and it's just, I'm like, dude, I'm 19, like you're a grown adult. Like, sometimes I couldn't believe like
the pettiness or the
like just the ridiculous things that he would say. It was just
but I'm saying because of that, like, again, going to work, you're like, this just I want the shift to be over already, right? Shift, not shift, right?
And then especially like I feel like if you have like, I mean, I feel like the job matters too. So the fact that it was like a restaurant job did not help it at all either, because that's already like a. Like, you know, you're drained at the end of the night. And then add on top of that, you know, just an unprofessional, unethical manager.
That's what I like to think. Like, again, like, even when it was just me and you, actually, like, me and you, like, we had that same kind of work environment, the work ethic, the camaraderie, the good vibes. I mean, like, even if it's one other person, like, bro, that matters, dude.
That's
like,
why I'm still here.
That makes it. That's him.
Yes.
You want to take care of that? Yeah. Is it 5:10 already?
Yep.
Okay.
5:10.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's the customer. Okay, so we'll go ahead and end it right there. Actually, Lex is on his way. Bye-bye. Angel, how'd you feel about this podcast?
It was cool. I've never been on one before.
Were you nervous? I could tell you were nervous the whole time, right?
Yeah, like every single time I got asked a question.
Yeah, I could see your mouth like jitter and like moving stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, surprisingly, I guess I mean, I feel comfortable now.
Okay,
yeah.
sounds good. All right, thank you, everybody. We will end it right here. We'll probably do another podcast episode because I could ask Angel a lot more things about your business and such, but we'll probably say that for another episode. And that's going to wrap up this episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you took something away from it, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Bye-bye.